In a world full of noise and endless distractions, where the city never sleeps and voices compete to be heard, one podcast dares to cut through the chaos. Welcome to the Oracle 19 podcast, where truth meets thought and bold ideas spark conversations that shape our urban world.
Omaha celebrated hometown boxing champ Bud Crawford's accomplishments with a parade. He's pulled over by Omaha police, setting off a social media firestorm. Good evening, I'm Brian Master.
And I'm Zena Taher. Today is Bud Crawford's birthday. He turned 38. What happened at the traffic stop early this morning in downtown Omaha is now the subject of an internal investigation at the police department.
First Alert 6 reporter Andrew Pfeiffer tonight with reaction from the mayor and Omaha police. He also talked to one of the people in Crawford's vehicle, and Andrew joins us live in the newsroom. Andrew?
Brian, Zena, new details emerging from an incident early this morning surrounding Terrence Bud Crawford and his security team. It escalated to a point where guns were drawn by police. Now, just over the weekend, a parade was held for the pound-for-pound champ. He was awarded the second key to the city from Mayor John Ewing, but later that night, that celebration turned to fear. For those inside the vehicle pulled over just a couple blocks from where the party was held, police say they pulled over a vehicle for reckless driving at around 12th and Cass. Once they had stopped, Crawford was identified as the driver. According to police, officers observed a firearm on the floorboard on the driver's side. All four people, including members of Crawford's security team, were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. I spoke with the head of Crawford's security this afternoon, who says he's still shaken up.
I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives. That was a nightmare. You know, future husband, just had a brand new child and, children and stuff like that. And to know that I almost lost my life last night because we had a police officer that don't know how to articulate a traffic stop.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and Crawford was issued a citation for reckless driving. All the firearms inside the vehicle were also all legally owned. In a statement from the mayor today, it reads, quote, "I learned Omaha police pulled over Terrence Bud Crawford on a traffic stop downtown early this morning. After learning of this, I spoke personally to Bud Crawford. I acknowledge the seriousness of what occurred and how trust between law enforcement and our community is important and shows the need to be continuously vigilant about building relationships." Now, for that full quote, you can visit our website at firstalert6.com. Tonight at 10, I'll have the full reaction from Bud Crawford's security guard, as well as tips on if you find yourself pulled over while carrying legal firearms. Brian, Zena?
Andrew, thank you. Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter has authorized an internal investigation which will likely include a review of body cam footage at that traffic stop.
Also, Mayor Ewing says he was at that party at the Steelhouse last night celebrating Bud Crawford. And while he says he plans to be transparent in getting answers, he also wants Omaha to remember Saturday as an important good day while his team seeks answers to how it ended.
Welcome to the Oracle 19 podcast, and my name is Mr. Greatness. That was actually a video, news from the news, First Alert 6, the news channel from Omaha, Nebraska. We're going to get into more details about that story after we take care of course, our usual business on the Oracle 19 podcast. We're on all major platforms: iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for creators, Amazon Music, just to name a few. We're also on Rumble, rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19 on rumble.com. Or you can check out our internet radio website, www.theoracle19radio.com. All information will be on all those platforms. For any business inquiries, if you want to put your business on this platform, you can email us at the Oracle, no, not the Oracle, well, the Oracle 19 at the oracle19radio.com for general inquiries. And also, if you want, again, put your business on this platform, the other email is evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Same email if you want to make a free will offering, a donation to the podcast via PayPal, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. We have different links to other affiliates, www.linktree.com/Evolution of London. You can support us that way. We have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, so you can find it on our Patreon channel as well. So we have a lot of different platforms if you want to, support the machine for sure. So, I definitely recommend checking out the Patreon channel for including digital artwork, and we do consulting service as well. www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is evolutionoflondon.com. You find a whole wide range of products: men's, kids, ladies' clothes, cologne, perfume, house products, and much more. evolutionoflondon.com, as well as evolutionoflondon.org, O-R-G, for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Finally, evolutionoflondon.store for custom sneakers. We have nice custom sneakers for you at our evolutionoflondon.store. More clothing, DVDs, and games. So you have 3 different websites that ship directly to you anywhere on this planet Earth. So support the machine that way. A lot of wonderful clothes and accessories on all 3 websites. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars, from scented to unscented. Now the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, just to name a few. So email the company Royalty 9 International at gmail.com. You find them on Instagram and TikTok. Again, Royalty 9 International. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. Music, Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. He have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And Continue to Train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye. So definitely, I need your guys to support. Yes, support. It's very important to support these channels, like, subscribe, and share. We definitely need your support to elevate. That's whether it's Cheap Limousine channel or the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London. Your support will keep building the channels throughout the algorithms of YouTube. So please support. Now, I want to get to the business at hand. You was listening to this video on Terrence Crawford, boxer. Just in case your guys don't really know, I'll give you a little background story. Many of your guys are, about boxing, so my sports individuals. But there's a lot of people all over the world that don't know, who I'm talking about. And again, Terrence Crawford is 38 years old. He's a champion different divisions, welterweight, light middleweight, among others. Currently one of the best pound for pound boxers, and even is a debate, he will go down as one of the greatest boxers of all times. Not the greatest, but one of. And his last fight, he fought against Canelo Alvarez, and he won. He beat him. Now, again, you're gonna be listening to the show in the future, and it's gonna be old news. He might even find more, fight more. But the point I'm making is he's a world champion in his divisions. And he went back home to his hometown in Omaha, Nebraska, and he was celebrated. Parade was introduced on his behalf, and the mayor, who happened to be black, set it up for him. And now, for all of this, all the celebration and just the parade and then the parties, and everybody in his hometown supposedly was happy for him. Now, him and his entourage, before he was going to his after party, I believe that's the story. But anyway, he was in his car with his security team, who is licensed to carry firearms. They licensed. Let's mention this. They are licensed because that's his private security team, licensed to carry firearms to protect him. Now, local police stopped his car. And let's be for real, because it's a bunch of black men. But a lot of people is not going to admit that. But anyway, traffic stop. See, I know this quite well because I've been through similar situations. But we're not going to get to me right now. We're going to talk about him. He was stopped by police. There was black men in the car. And pulled him over. Nobody was belligerent, or no drugs, no alcohol in the car, nobody selling weed, nobody belligerent. They explained who they were, and now police calling for backup, and security team have to get out their car, and it's just, again, another traffic stop, another black man being stopped, or black men. Now, the whole point with all of this, that's what today's topic is. Racism. Racism towards black men, nothing changed. And this is 2025. This is 2025. You think that things will subside. This guy is a multi-millionaire. Go to his hometown. Celebrate it. Parade in his honor. The mayor is black, John Hewing. The mayor is black. But he was still stopped by white police officers. Still persecuted. People had to get out the car, still being frisked. He was even frisked. Not Terrence Howard, excuse me. another black actor, but Terrence Crawford, put in handcuffs. Everybody in the car was cuffed, if I'm not mistaken. If not, definitely Crawford was cuffed. I call it bagged and tagged. And then had to go to the police department, and then no, let me backtrack. Cuffed. Let's just, because I don't know all that details if he had to go to the police department, but he was handcuffed. And then when they found out who he was by scanning his information and no crack cocaine and no everybody's guns are straight. He got to go through all of this extra. Then he got a citation. Of course they got to get a citation. Reckless driving. Of course. You can't leave the scene unscathed, right? You can't leave unscathed. At the end of the day, no matter who you are, you still a Negro in their eyes. And I'm just using that word loosely. Multi-millionaire, parade given in his honor. Black, and I'm repeating this, black mayor still be persecuted, still be cuffed, still have to go through the nonsense. And he's a multi-millionaire with a security team that is armed. Still got to go through it in his hometown. What that tell you? Now white people and other races and Negroes that just don't want to, that is not in the know, they would just say, well, police is doing their job because, black people is rated, with criminals, and we don't know who they are and we don't know who they were, and we just had to check. And look, Mr. Greatness, they was just handcuffed, and the cops didn't shoot. The cops didn't shoot them. And then they checked them. They ran their place and they looked at the ID, found out it was okay, and they let them free. So why are you complaining, Mr. Greatness? So, it's not a big deal. Why you people always is complaining and there was no shooting? You should be happy. They just had to check them. It's just a random check. Now, if my memory is correct, you go back in slavery, there was always random checks with the help. Black men, if they was given an assignment, and then another overseer from a different plantation see them walking on the road, they had to pull out their freedom papers. Boy, where you going? What you doing? Where you off to? The guy say, boss, I'm just going, Mr. Charlie gave me, the money and for me to go to the store and pick up some groceries at the town. Well, let me see your papers. Boy, let me see your papers. I don't believe you. And you know what? Whether that was 400 years ago and even to now, white people still have that ideology. They don't have to say the word boy, but whatever you say as a black man, it's not believable anyway. I need to see proof. These men say they arm security. They're not armed, but they security for them, because when they ask them if you have a gun, and they say yes, we arm security, for Mr. Crawford. I don't believe you. Now this is really what it is. This is why they call for major backup. because the black man's word don't mean anything. And I'm not, and some people gonna say, well, as a cop, you can't believe a story. Okay, I get it. But if it's a famous white boxer, heck, let's just go with just white people in general. Let's be for real. There's two sets of laws. Just in case you don't know, you don't understand, go Google it. Go chat GBT it. Black laws, white laws, indirectly and directly, where you have two certain scenarios. What would be the chances are that a famous white guy, a famous white boxer would have to go through the nonsense? If they just say, hey, this is a security team for this white boxer, do you think, what's the probability? Let's just go with that. What's the probability that the white boxer will have to be searched and handcuffed? And let's be for real. Well, many white people in other ways, well, it's no championship. Mr. Greatness, there's no championship boxer, white boxer. So that's irrelevant. Of course they're going to try to defuse the situation. Let's not even go with white boxers. Let's just go with a regular human being, a businessman. And he don't have to be in a suit and tie. He could be just in a jogging outfit with an expensive car and got his security team, white security team, in the car. And they just say, I'm his security team and I'm licensed. I have a licensed gun on me. Do you think he had to, guns are going to be drawn on that white security team and drawn on the white businessman in the jogging suit? Do you think that is the case? Let's be for real. Well, Mr. Greatness, black people, in Chicago, black people is, doing criminal. And, they're going to bring stories with what they see on CNN, like it's majority of black men. Because that's the propaganda they put out. It's always showing black men in this worst state, like they doing the most crimes. It's really white people in the United States are doing the most crimes. Crime is a crime is a crime, right? Whether it's white collar crime, blue collar crime, green collar crime, crime is so-called crime is a crime is a crime. But we're gonna be different with that. Well, violent crimes is black people and this and that. Well, guess what? Let's let's use some logic in this, because maybe Mr. Greatness is off. Majority white people. You got like 300 million white people in the United States, and let's say 90 million black people in the United States. That was the figures I seen in the U.S. Census a while back. But I know Mr. Greatness is slightly off, but it's in that range, okay? Let's just go. It's in that range, okay? So let's look at it this way. White people, majority white people's in the South, in the North, in the Midwest, majority of white. And even New York State, if you go with New York City, is one thing, but the state of New York, white. Let's go with California. If you go, let's say South Central LA, a type of thing, black and Latino, but white throughout the state of California. So, I mean, even these states where you got black people there, like if you're going with certain cities, might be black, but like New York City, or you can't even say Chicago, but let's just say Chicago, the South Chicago, but that's not all of Chicago where you have black people. The whole state of Chicago is a city in Illinois. Illinois is the state. majority white people is in Illinois. If you say black people, that's just a town, a city. That's Chicago. And we're talking about a section. But let's just talk about the state of Illinois. Chicago, Illinois, again, is a city in Illinois. I'm repeating it so it can sink in. But the state, Illinois, is white. And white people, you'll find these jails sprinkled through the Midwest and the South. It's white committing crime. White. But of course, they're going to break down per capita. Well, if you section off of New York City, it's most, all of this other jargon, which personally I don't want to hear. Because it's just a bunch of nonsense. But let's bring it back. Racism towards black people, black men particularly, nothing changed. Were you talking about 400 years ago or even now? Just white people saying things differently, but it's still the same thing. Your story is not believable. You not believable. Your word is not believable. And I said this on different shows. Racism towards black men is what it is. So why should I have, again, I mentioned this, why should I respect white people as a whole? We're not talking about individuals. So please don't say, well, I never did anything to y'all. My best friend is black. My a friend who's married to black, and he's okay. I like him. He's a hard worker. He don't bother anything. He smiles every day. He cooks food and brings it. I don't have no problem with black people. It's okay. He's okay. I know the female friend, she lives in my neighborhood. And she smiles at me, and I smile at her. We walk to school. We take our children together. We talk about cooking. She's a nice gal. Woman. It's okay. Or you might even get a white man. My wife. How can I be racist? My wife is a Negro. A black woman. We got black children, half black children. How can I be racist? Then you get a white woman. My husband is colored. A black woman. Black man's pause. How can I be racist? He know how to cook jerk chicken. I eat it all the time. I wear my Jamaican shirt. I love Bob Marley. He has great songs. How can I be a racist? I've been to Jamaica 3 times. I love it. It's warm and the people is nice to me. So how can I be a racist? I love him. I'm not talking about you people. Grow up. This is not about you. I know you guys accept exceptions to the rules. I know. You got all of these friends and family members who's colored, black. I know. I'm not talking about you, okay? Not you. It's your people, not you, so don't trip. See, so I'm not the systematic white supremacists, suspected white supremacists. That's who I'm aiming this information. They don't respect black men. Whatever they say, it don't count. Pardon me, I'm drinking my moringa tea right now. I haven't drunk this in a couple of days. I need to be more consistent with this. I'm out here grinding, working every day. I gotta stay on top of this. I know my man my homie told me this, and I know this, but I gotta be more consistent every day, especially as you get older and stuff. It's very important. But anyway, let's backtrack with black racism towards black men. It don't change, and it will never change. I don't expect it to change. This whole world, this North America and European nations got to be destroyed, literally just wiped off by the Most High for that to change. I don't expect it to change. As long as you have white people in power, I don't expect white supremacist ideologies to change, and I don't expect white people to change because they are black people's adversaries. Always have been, always will be. And the allies that follow suspected white supremacists, your Asians, your Indians, your Middle Easterners, etc., sub-races that have the same talking points, that listen carefully so don't get offended, that have the same talking points as systematic white supremacists, you fall in that category. Not the ones that do not have that ideology. Now, let me translate because a lot of people are not going to understand what I just said. If you are another race with the belief system that black people is sub-zero creatures, I have no love for you. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just play the show over and over again. Pass it to a friend and maybe have them translate it for you so you can understand it better. Because I can't keep on translating, you just need a translator. I just can't. I got to keep things flowing. So let's continue. Black men, you have to really realize what society, where you at, I should say, and what you dealing with. And it will never change. Don't think holding white people's hands and other races' hands and asking them to love you and believe in you and try to impress them how smart you are. You trying, they just you could be a multi-millionaire. You could be a physicist. Look, over the course of history, you have black men and women, especially black men, that was and is professionals, doctors, lawyers, engineers, athletes, and entertainers, and they multi-millionaires. We talk about throughout the course of history. There's thousands and thousands of cases. And they still was racially profiled. They still was made subhuman. There's so many stories you can Google how black men, all walks of life, been persecuted. It didn't matter. They was multimillionaires. It didn't matter. They had a college degree. They had a doctorate. It don't matter. They still was racially profiled. I mean, there was a case where a black woman, I think it was in Florida, I believe, and she was the DA of the town, the top lawyer of the county. And she was pulled over. Traffic stop. For no reason. And she let it, I forgot the name, but You can Google it. Just type in district attorney, I believe in Florida, a black district attorney woman in Florida pulled over, traffic stop. And she let it flow, act like she was, nobody, until she gave that ID of who she was, the DA of the town in Florida. And smoothly she asked for the cop's name and badge number. When he found out, he was shocked, flabbergasted. Because she's his boss within the constructs of law enforcement. She's a DA, district attorney. Again, there's so many thousands and thousands and thousands of stories where, especially black men, but black women catch the heat too, but black men particularly, racially profiled. Nothing changed. It's indirectly and directly. Black people, black men experience this even in this day, 2025, and at 2026. I'm going to give you a prediction. 2026, 2030, 2040, 2021, when I'm gone, and my children, son particularly, he's an adult, he's going to go through it, and his children's children. I'm predicting this, yes, because nothing will change. The only way it will change, if there's no more North America, literally, wiped away clean. No more European nations, wiped away clean, which might eventually happen anyway, with countries, white people, because they govern that, white people will nuke each other in war and self-destruct, which is leading to that anyway. These countries that have nuclear weapons. Let's keep this again 100. Why would you produce nuclear missiles if you're not willing one day to use it? And you're still building nuclear missiles. It's not like it's stopping. Nuclear weapons is still being built. So do you think it's a matter of time you get one madman that just decides okay, let me set it off because I can hide in my bunker, and you know what? Damn it, let's go. It only takes one. And then one person fire off, the other person gotta retaliate and will retaliate. And then now you having an all-out free fall of nuclear weapons bombing up cities, and then nuclear radiation will spill throughout different lands and cause depletion of people. And now what? This is why white people, let's just say this, white people is always going to different planets and searching for different planets because they want to get up out of here and leave us here to rot while they go corrupt another planet Earth. Now you're going to say, Mr. Greatest, that don't sound right. You sound like, oh man, you sound like a racist. Well, first of all, I'm not If you look up the actual word of racism, is when one race is really putting down, not even putting down, but trying to hold back another race. I'm not holding back any race. I'm just stating a fact. And the fact is white people that is in government. White men, old white men that are on top of the food chain. Let's be for real with this. It's old white men that's on top of the food chain of the world, that really deals with, that is in control of the world politics and the powerful governments. Now people say, what are you talking about, Mr. Great? Is you off? Okay, I'm gonna break this down for you because some of you don't really, you're not thinkers, you're not readers. So let me break this down. Who is in power of the United States? Old white men, Congress, senators. Who you see mostly? We're not talking about the little sprinkle of tokens, younger people, different races. Who is majority in control in Congress? And I'm breaking it down because a lot of you really don't understand it. So we're going to take this nice and slow. Who is in control of Congress and Senate of the United States? For the most part, we're not talking about little sprinkles of it. Don't come to me. Well, he's this white man. He's young. This black woman here, she's young. She's a black woman. This Spanish woman. This Millie's. I don't know. Don't give me. We're talking about majority. Majority in Congress is old white men. Majority in the Senate is old white men. Your president, old white men. Old white men. Your Rothschilds, your elitists, old white men. Let's even talk about Russia, Putin. Like I said, old white men. No disrespect. I don't need nobody knock on my door with smoke. I'm just stating facts. Your European, majority of your European people in charge in government in Europe, old white men. Okay? Now, we're not talking about, there's a woman here, there's a woman there, there's a man of color here. No, we're not talking about the minority. All right, and minority means just exception to the rules. We're talking about in who the NATO countries, the power people, the movers and shakers of society in power is old white men. And they're always going to be old white men in power, we're talking about, till the world is destroyed. And these old white men, they control, they the movers and shakers. They can make things happen. And they are. In the wrong direction, of course. So that's the only way this world, if you're looking for justice, the world as we know has to go. And then, and only then, we can start off fresh and reclaim our seat. But that's something that the Most High will have to do for us, if you have that faith. That's just the way. That's the reality. So there's not going to be no racial equality. Black man, don't expect it. You cannot expect that by no stretch of imagination. Racial equality, racial justice. You'll get a little crumbs. You'll get a little something because you complaining. You still spending money. You still you play an important part in producing money and labor to the white government. That's all you are to the systematic white supremacists. So all of this Black Lives Matter and all of this stuff, you don't matter. You don't matter. If you mattered, you wouldn't be rated as a savage. Black man, you rated the lowest on this stinking planet Earth. Not the lowest in your region, in your town. We're talking about as a majority black man. You rated the lowest human on the stinking planet Earth. How can you say that, Mr. Greatness? I don't understand. Can you? Because y'all guys don't have to sit in the back of the bus. You could go to college. You could get an education. You could be an entertainer. Look, you got Michael Jordan. You got Shaquille O'Neal. Look, you got y'all can dance. You can eat whatever you want. All the fried chicken you can eat anytime. You can get up anytime in the morning, at night, and eat all the chicken you can. You can eat. You can have all the watermelon you want. Nobody's stopping you. What are you talking about, Mr. Greatness? What are you talking about, Mr. Greatness? You're not. Nobody is stopping you. See, that's the problem with y'all black people. Y'all lazy. Y'all don't want to take accountability. See that y'all jigs. Y'all want to. You don't want to take accountability. That's why. This is why y'all lazy. You missing the whole point, jerk. You're missing the whole point what I'm saying to you. We're not talking about black people don't have opportunities to be, they can be all they can be. Like Chris Rock said this a long time ago. White people, the sky's the limit. Black people, the limit is the sky. Well, that's a bunch of malarkey. Mr. Greatness. You're missing the whole point, sir, ma'am. It doesn't matter if you become a nuclear physicist as a black man. It doesn't matter if you become a professor, a lawyer and stuff. You can get those accolades, but you still a Negro. And what do I mean by that? It's not going to be respected. And I don't expect that anyway, but you got to, as an individual black man, you have to demand your respect wherever you be. Excuse me for a minute. Moringa moment. You don't need to. You mean to tell me you coming from a town, Omaha, Nebraska, and you have a black mayor, and you still being handcuffed? You don't even take time out to check to really look at when the security team saying they armed. You just run their license plates and find out this is Terrence Crawford. It's not enough time to do that. It's just you open up, you pull out your weapons, and and you're starting to, ready to fire back, or not even fire back, ready to fire after, because the security team didn't fire no weapons at you. There was no weapons shown. You couldn't really run the license plates before you even pulled them over, and it will pull out the name of who the person is, right? No, you don't do that though. It's kind of typical. Just react and arrest you, put the cuffs on you, and then find out who you are later. That type of thing. When it comes to black men, that's what it is. No respect. Look, many people don't know my story. Only a few people in my close friends and stuff. But so when I'm gonna repeat this story, this is like old hat to people that heard me before and know me, I should say. I remember I used to work for UP freaking S. I was in the taxi, passenger side, on my way to work, 3 in the morning. And a passenger side, mind you, in a taxi. Undercover cops, detectives, we call them DTs, in Brooklyn, USA. In Canarsie, Brooklyn, particularly, because UPS is in that area. And police officers stopped the taxi, seen my black face, made me get out the car, not the taxi driver, but made me get out the car. I had no weapons, no drugs, nothing to show. I'm in a passenger side. Matter of fact, I was sleeping. I was, in and out of sleep because it was 3 in the morning. So I had my eyes closed. Just trying to relax, get ready for work at 3 in the morning. Part-time job at UP freaking S. UPS, of course. Packaging company similar to FedEx, United Parcel Service, just in case y'all guys don't know. UPS. Kind of flashed their light on me. I'm still, a little faded because, I'm trying to get to sleep. I don't smoke. I'm not a drinker. I'm just focused going to work. A college student at that. Told me get out the car. Okay? Get out the car. The taxi driver still in the car. He's in the car, but I gotta get out. So he said, any guns or weapons on you, knives? No, I'm on my way to work. Turn around. Okay, did I do anything wrong? Shh, shh, shh. And I already knew when he told me, shh. I said, oh boy. So he put the cuffs on me. I had to lie me on the ground, face on the cold streets, in the middle of the streets. Now it was early morning. We talking about like 2:30 in the morning because I had to be at work at 3, so I was pushing for time. And you have any, and then repeated, my face is on the ground. Check my pockets. Check and I told him I have my ID in me. I work for UPS. I'm like a block away, like a block or 2 blocks away from the job, literally. 105th Street and Avenue D. For in my Brooklynites, you know. It's in that section, Canarsie. So he checked my pockets. I had nothing really. A couple of loose change in my wallet and my ID and my picture ID, UP freaking S, name and everything on there. and then ran my information, make sure I don't have no warrants, which I don't, because I never, I committed a crime or anything. So I said, see my ID, same, my school ID, see my ID, see my job ID, and then finally said, he took the cuffs off, but I had to still lie on the ground, and told me to spread eagle. This was like about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, right? Going through all of this. I guess trying to figure out a crime or figure out what to say. And then found out there's nothing. Can't figure out anything because absolutely nothing. I'm clean. I'm a college student. You find out where I live. I'm middle class area. And I'm going to work. A block and a half away. Then I told me I could get up. And he said, well, it was a guy that just committed a crime, a robbery, that looked like you. But you free to go, man. It's not sir or anything like that or anything like that. Just you free to go, man. I'm like, all of this. It's a story, a true story. Now people say, oh, you could have, should have, did it, would have, did have, form a complaint, taking that to internal affairs. All of this stuff, this is New York City. Where are we going with this? That's how I look at it. For me to go back and forth to the police house to form a complaint and file paperwork, I'm in my 20s. I'm working. I'm grinding. I'm working at night, going to school full time, trying to get my education. I don't have time for this. Could have, should have, would have. But this is not my first run-in. Would be my first run-in. When I was driving, I had to deal with a lot of stuff. My own car, multiple occasions. And that's not only me. The people I grew up, the young black men had to go through the same thing. And if you're a black man, especially if you're talking about in the cities, you're going through this. You're going to have traffic stops. Heck, you're going to have walking stops. Look, you're going to have taxi stops like I did. This is all being a black man in the city, being black in America, black man in America. And don't think, oh, just in America. Black men in Canada is going through the same thing, just not at a large volume because there's only 40 million people, give or take, in the whole country. But if you have 400, 300, 400 million, if you had 90 million black people, you will be going through the same thing too. It's just a ratio thing. I know you don't get it. So, and nothing changed. It's been going on for too long. Now you would say, what could be a solution? Well, it's not a solution to eradicate the situation, but it's a situation that black men need to know, be prepared for, especially you young black men. First, number one, you're getting stopped by the police. Like the great Dr. Khalid Muhammad, you're in enemy territory. You're dealing with the race soldier. He or she has the gun in their possession, license. You're getting stopped. Your name, and I was gonna say name, serial number, badge, but you don't have that. If you give your first and last name, they stop you and show them their ID, and that's what it is. That's first and foremost. If you're gonna start off and say, "I know my rights," you can't stop me. You're not white. I seen white people in real time, young white men and young white women, say "F you cops" and in white people's neighborhood. I know I live in white people's neighborhoods. I seen it firsthand. They could curse out cops and stuff like that, and they could be drunk, and they could act a fool, and the white cops would somewhat turn the other cheek. And if they do arrest them, it's not going to be like how they will arrest a black man. Let's keep it 100 with that, regardless of anybody saying anything different. But anyway, let's continue. It's you as a black man, black woman, but a black man especially. You give your information, let them go through the motions, and if they putting the cuffs on you, you don't say anything. Lawyers will tell you, don't talk. Let them take you to the police department or arrest you, or you go through the jail. Go through the motions until they release you after 2 to 3 days. And then you make your moves from that point. Contact a lawyer, or if you're going to self-represent yourself, you do your research. Look for the disclosure. Disclosure is what the police said about you, the arresting police officer giving you the offense for. You can Google that, look up the offense of where you located, and then you figure out how to maneuver from that point. But for you to say, "I know my rights, and you can't arrest me, and you can't touch me, and I'm a hardworking taxpayer, and I work here, I work there, my money is here, my car is here, I live here," none of that counts. And they don't care. And some of them will tell you they don't care. You still going down. You still being arrested. And matter of fact, just for you saying that, they add on more violations. Resisting arrest is a favorite one. Disturbing the peace is a favorite one. Trespassing when you didn't even trespass nowhere. It's easy little offenses to throw at you on top of whatever else they threw at you. And all these little ticky-tack misdemeanors that tack on to the main charges. It's easy. This is what you up against, black man. You was up against on that 400 years ago, and you still going through it now. See, let's go through the now, because a lot of people say, "Well, back in slavery or something, blah, 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 blah." You're going through it now. I just gave you an example of a boxer now. You could Google things now where black people is being lynched, so-called lynched and hung and stuff, but they say, they lynched themselves, they hung themselves, and whatever. Black men is getting persecuted now, in real time, now. They're getting persecuted right now, as I'm talking to you right now, day or night. Some black man somewhere in North America, traffic stop or whatever, is right now. This the messed up thing, right now. Even tomorrow, right now. Even after you listen to the show, right now. Don't think it's just stopped. Everything is just It is not happening. Systematic white supremacy is just not happening. Everything is sweet. Everything, there's no racial profiling. That was just back then. No, it's now. It's tomorrow. It's going to be a racial profiling against a black man next week. And we're not even talking about the police. Let's deal with your job. You stereotyped on your job. Now. Indirectly. Now. You being disrespected by white people. Now. Not yesterday. Not a week ago. Tomorrow. You're going to be profiled. Tomorrow you're going to be disrespected. Some of you black men is going to be disrespected next week. I'm going to predict something. Some of you black men is going to be disrespected next year. Next year, January of whatever year, you're going to be disrespected. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. 10 years from today, some of you black men is going to be disrespected 10 years from today. After you hear this, guaranteed clockwork, somewhere in North America and European nations, a black man is going to be disrespected or racially profiled. Next year, it's your turn. How about that? Clockwork, guaranteed. There's going to be more lynchings or hangings, more traffic stops, more police brutality somewhere in North America and European nations. Tomorrow, one of you. Next week, one of you. Next month, one of you. Next year, one of you. Okay, 5 years today, you're going to have a problem on your job. Some black men going to have a problem on their job. Next month, next year, racial profile on your job, racial profile in your neighborhood, racial profiling in the streets, racial profiling in the state where you live, in the neighborhood where you at, the store you go to. How about that? 5 years from today, you're going to have a problem at a store. You're going to be racially profiled at a store. How about if you're an athlete, an entertainer, a doctor, a lawyer, engineer? You're going to be profiled. Oh, you can't be a doctor. You a doctor? Nah, I don't believe it. You don't look like a doctor. You sure you're a doctor? I don't believe you're a doctor. And you 13 years old right now. You want to be a doctor. I'm giving you a prediction. You 13, 14, 15 years old black young man. You aspiring to be a doctor in 10 to 15 years. You're going to be profiled 10 to 15 years. You're welcome. I'm giving you a prediction. Some of you college students that's aspiring to be a professional, you're going to be, black men especially, you're going to be profiled after you finish college. One of you, two of you, 10 of you, guaranteed. You're welcome. That's a prediction. And that's a prediction like clockwork. I'm not even giving you past stuff. We're not even going to talk slavery here. We're going to even talk now and the future. And I can guarantee you, black man, young black man, I can guarantee clockwork. One of you black men in North America, European nations will be profiled next year or next month or next week or tomorrow, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now. Yes. And that is guaranteed. Again, you're welcome.